Welcome back to Steve's Project Car Garage. My name is Steve. Sitting behind me is the 1970 Triumph Spitfire tanker. And if you saw that last video, you saw how frustrated that this old girl left me. We're gonna change that tonight. I've been out here for the last, half hour or so, just fiddling with this sill. And I think I'm finally at a point where I'm ready to weld it in. Let me show you what's going on. All right, so I was not gonna film tonight. I was actually gonna come out here and just knock this out and just be done with it. But the way that things kind of came together tonight, I said, dang man, I can't have my last video end like that and not show you guys what's happening. So as you can see, I actually have a gap down here now. The gap is progressively a little bit larger here, but I'm not super concerned with that. Everything is almost in place where it needs to be. I still think the door skin needs to have some work done on it, but I'm happy with the way this is for the time being. And then once I go do new door hinges and I get all that stuff adjusted, I think it'll be just fine tweaks at that point. But all in all, this thing is on. So what was causing the problem? Well, first of all, and I'm not going to open the hood at the moment, but this piece here on the top was kind of tilted down, and it was compensating for a little ripple that was in the top of the A-post, where the seam is, where the bottom A-post and the top A-post match, come together. There was a little ripple there. I think that when I welded it, it created a little bit of extra heat and it kind of caused a wave. So I came out during my break today and I kind of went apeshit on it and hammered it and got it flat. So this allows this to now sit flat, which is great. Now, if we come in here, there was more problems here. And as I weld, I'm gonna have to try to work with it. But essentially this piece here was, again, tilted in, sort of like that. And what that was doing is it was causing the panel to kind of have a weird spring action, and it was making this gap over here tiny. So now I've got that relatively rectified, and I think that it's time to go ahead and bust the welder out, get these holes cleaned up, and get some more clamps on it and start welding it in. So let's get cracking. You guys ready for this? I sure am. Let's weld. Looking good. All right, not bad. Definitely pretty decent. Obviously, you need to grind those all down, flop them down. I'm sure I may find a couple little holes that I'll have to fill in, but it's on. Look, Ma, no clamps. That is awesome. And the door closes all right, so we're still good. All right, so I think that the next phase that I'm going to move on to now is going to be underneath the bonnet. Once I get that buttoned up, I will then go ahead and start clamping the bottom, and we will progress. Let me get set up. All right, so got the welder going, as you can hear. In terms of these welds here, I don't have those big long clamps anymore. And honestly, I don't think they would have worked anyway. So what I've done is I've just been coming through. As I weld, take a wooden hammer, I'll just press it up tight as I go. But I've already hammered these up, and these are pretty dang tight up against there already, so I think we'll be good. So let's get welding. All right, there it be. No clamps. Welded in the bottom down here, all along the bottom there, all along in here. The only bit I still got to do is the end cap, but I'll worry about that a little bit later. But the end cap is in there. I just need to go ahead and weld it. I got to drill a couple holes for it. One thing I forgot to mention in my last video is that I got some more parts from Rimmer Brothers. So I had tried to salvage this lower A-post transitional piece, but as you can see, that thing is pretty roached out. A lot of Bondo, a lot of rust, so we're just gonna chuck that away. And I got this nice brand new replacement from Rimmers. I gotta tell you, I don't order much from Rimmers because the shipping seems to always be a killer, but these panels on Rimmers were 30 bucks US. On Spitbits and in Moss, they were like 65 and 70 a piece, plus shipping. These were 30 bucks a piece for both the passenger side and the driver's side. So 60 bucks there, and that was 30 bucks for shipping. So just in total, it comes up to just short of 100 bucks. I think because, you know, you get tax and all that. If I went through a domestic company like Spitbits or Moss, it would have been over $150 plus shipping. So this was definitely one of those things where it's like going to Rimmers, definitely worth it. And honestly, I ordered it on Monday afternoon and it was here Friday afternoon. So big shout out to them for getting that knocked out. So next bit I got to do is I got to clean up this metal some. As you can see, it's got some surface rust. I'll get that cleaned up, get this guy welded in, and then onto the passenger side. So I'll swing you around there and I'll show you what we got to do over there. All right, just like that, I spun the car around. If you don't have your car on dollies like this, you should totally do it. All right, so same thing that we're gonna end up dealing with over here. We got the outer sill we'll have to put on. I think that I've learned enough lessons though in this process with the driver's side that the passenger side should be, well, I'm not gonna say it. The passenger side will be. I have some, of course, stretching that I'll end up having to do here. I can already see. I'll have to do the same cut, widen, and weld that I did there. And then, yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and wrap up. I'm beat. Not bad though for a video that I didn't intend to make. But I'm super happy with the way that things turned out. And it's a nice little birthday gift to myself. Tomorrow I turn 40. Yeah, that's a big number. But anyways, I'm super happy that I was able to get this done tonight. I really didn't know how it was going to turn out. I just said, you know what, I'm going to go out and do it. And I wasn't even going to film. But everything fell into place. So I'm happy. So with that being said, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe, click the bell to get those post notifications. And when working on classic cars like this, don't be the dreaded previous owner. Cheers.